Hello and welcome to Heroes on Fire. This is a lower bracket game between Rois du Bal and the Immortals. As you can see, we are on Dragonshire. Rois du Bal got the first ban. Tell me what you think about it. Critical.
Oh, right. Now, something we're starting to see, which I like, is support bans. This is something which has appeared in the last sort of couple of weeks, mainly since the most recent patch, the one that brought Vikings in. But we're starting to see supports get banned more and more, which is pretty uncommon before. And
See, with a lot of
go on.
MOBAs, support are normally the sacrificial lamb, the people who keep carries alive. But since there's no carry in this game, most of your team fight revolves on your supports keeping the damage dealers alive. So if the support dies, then most of your team can't sustain. They can't stay in it as much. So support's much higher priority in this game than other MOBAs, and I like to see the support bans.
So we get Uther banned first. I presume that was did Rois du Bal,
Yes.
were they banning first?
Yes,
Yeah.
they got the ban first, then there was a Zeratul ban.
Not too uncommon to see Zeratul banned at the moment. He's considered by a lot of people to be a bit god tier. Although we don't actually see him. It's surprising. I have to say that even though he's banned a lot, in the games when he isn't, I don't see him get picked a lot.
No, no, not too often. Then on Dragonshire, Rois du Bal got their first pickup of the Sergeant Hammer. Very good. She wasn't banned out. She's great on this map.
Absolutely.
We've no longer got the you have to ban Stitches, otherwise your opposing team takes him. Even though
Indeed.
that is what happened. It's not that extreme anymore.
Which does make sense. Stitches is a very
Yeah.
strong hero to take against
Yeah.
Ham. As a
Yeah.
hero who has to sit in place for a while in order to do what she wants to do, she's definitely the perfect target for a hook.
Yeah. On top of that, the Tyrael pick. What do you think of that?
It could be, once again, something to respect the hammer, because
Yeah. That big judgment in the just blow up the hammer, stop all that damage coming through. She does a lot of
Indeed.
long range sustained damage. That could be a thing.
And then
So-
with the Nazebo pickup straight afterwards, they're probably even happier that they picked up the Tyrael, because that's another hero that Tyrael is pretty strong against. Being able
Yeah.
to just judgment straight into the Ravenous Spirit and stop that from ever really doing what they want.
Arthur's pickup with the Nazebo. He's not considered a high priority tank anymore, but I still think he's actually quite good. Syndragos are being seen a lot more play, so we don't
He
know.
certainly isn't what he used to be, but he's definitely not unplayable. He's still
Yeah.
fine, and in the
Come
right
level
hands, he can do a lot of
20.
work.
Come level
Absolutely.
when he gets the what's it called, the hardened shell? What's it?
Hardened Shield?
Hardened shield.
that
That's the
makes-
one. Yeah.
You need level
He-
20.
Very, very tanky, very hard to kill then. Then got the Vala and Rhaegar pickup. Now, Rhaegar is probably the highest priority support along with Uther at the moment because the fact that he can give somebody on your team almost 2 health bars as a way. He can just heal
Definitely.
you from almost dead to full.
He's definitely the next pickup after the Uther is banned anyway. He's definitely the highest priority support left in. And the Malfurion being third is what the Rois du Bal then pick up. So that definitely makes sense then. And then the Immortals choose at the end. They get a last pick Tassadar, which is unusual. If he's picked, he's usually picked a lot earlier than that.
Yeah,
But
he's-
I can definitely see him as a good partner to the Tyrael, because as soon as Ravenous is popped, you can Oracle, and then wherever the Nazebo is, he's then visible for the Tyrael to go and judgment onto him. So he
Yeah.
can't hide behind terrain, in bushes, anything like that. He
On
just can
top,
be jumped
on top of that, I'm really, really scared for Rois du Bal in this because the Immortals have a healing ward from both Tassadar and Rhaegar if they choose to pick them up. They have shields from Tassadar, they've got the heals from Rhaegar, and they've got the shields from Tyrael. So a lot of just kind of blanket healing going on. Whilst Rois du Bal only have the small instant heals plus the heal over times of Malfurion and then that big tranquility, which is again heal over time. So hopefully it's just to counter sustained damage. If they get blown up, then they're going to get blown up.
Indeed.
So now that draft's out of the way, getting into the game. Getting into the game now, like I said, we're going to start with the blue team over here. We have Kairon, Destiny, Pierre Jesus, I'm just going to call him Jesus, Ixis, and Jiras on that Sergeant Hammer. Looks like he's going to be going bottom lane.
And then over on the red side, on the Rhaegar, we have
Battle
Dragon.
commencing in
On the Tyrael, we have
10
Stoned
seconds.
Grimmer. We have Fab on the Stitches. The Vala will be played by Mortician.
5,
And finally
4,
Tassadar by
3,
Lalalo.
2.
Yes, we're going to have
Let
Team
the
Rois du
battle
Bal
begin.
on the left-hand side as the blue team.
And currently on the red side, we are seeing everyone rush into mid. Maybe looking to pick up an early kill there. Oh, that was a long range hook. They managed to catch the Nazebo. And
That is-
no lockdown required. They just bursted him. Just
Such a dead
everything
Nazebo.
thrown.
Hook right on the edge of the range. Hammer's
It's got to
already
be
set
about
up.
as long range as you can do with a hook. That would really just lift it.
Oh, another good one on the Malfurion bottom lane.
Unfortunately, nothing can quite come of that engagement. Just poking at each other, doing what they can.
Yeah, Hammer sieged up, did a little bit of damage to the towers on the bottom, but not much else.
That is one upside actually for the red team at the moment, is they managed to hook on the hammer, but a lot of damage onto it, but nothing quite achieved there. They are managing to push back that hammer a lot, because you tend to find that the team with the hammer usually does best in the lane at the bottom, because they're able to push so much harder, but not in this case. They're
Sit in
really
those
managed to keep
bushes.
it back. Yeah,
Shows how strong that Stitch's pickup is against that hammer.
indeed. Really stopping him from getting into the position that he wants to be in. Muradin got very low there at the bottom.
Did get picked off at the end.
Just managed to get him. I was expecting him to just get away there, but it wasn't quite the case. And they're going to pick up bottom shrine very easily, although Arthur's has the top, so it's one shrine apiece at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's been bullying Tyrael a little bit. I've been looking at Tyrell's health bar, and he has been dropping a little bit low every now and then.
Not that the Dragon Knight would have been captured at that moment anyway, because in the middle we do have Nazebo and Tassadar, probably two of the most annoying heroes to try and cap a dragon against, because they will just interrupt you until the end of time.
Arthur and Tyrell in top lane, both very low on mana. Probably not going to be seeing much action there. Malfurion Hearthstoning back to go pick up health and mana as the hammer sits there, pushing back that siege. Unless Red rotate a hero up, we're probably not going to see that top shrine being taken for them. The eventual Dragon Knight.
It wouldn't be too hard for either team right now to rotate up to top and pick off the opposing team's tank, because they're both sitting very low on health and mana. Oh, and I think you see the Muradin going top now. He's looking to try and get a pick on the Tyrael. Without enough mana to use as a Q to escape, might be in trouble, although he does have enough at the moment, so if he's quick, he should be able to get out of this. Oh no, but the root at the perfect time. Oh, he just manages to get away. However, he's probably going to be forced back to base now anyway, so they're most likely going to be able to get that.
Do you see the hammer's been forced back to base, so they're able to get a lot of damage done to this this bottom lane. All the ammo is gone.
Oh, they're probably going to get this second tower and most likely the gate as well.
I'd like to point out talents on Rhaegar. We see Farsight for level 4.
That's interesting, unusual, but not totally unheard of, but strange on this map.
Yeah, see it very often on Cursed Hollow, because it's a huge map, and it's nice to see whether your opponents are doing boss or not.
Especially since there's two bosses, whereas on this map you can normally tell where your opponent's likely to be.
See the slam build coming out from Stitches, and with all the healing available on the team of Immortals.
Especially with the double tank lineup. Oh, and a hook on the hammer, but they're not able to grab. He just moves around, but Stitches is wrapping around. Not managing to make anything of it.
Oh, good route down there. Keeping the Vala out. Hammer's sieged up, doing a good chunk of damage. Healing ward goes down. Muradin taking a good chunk of damage. Hammer does get hooked.
But once again, not in too much trouble. Managing to get away in time, but Red have managed to cap bottom shrine again. Blue held both for a little while, but unfortunately you just can't quite cap it as long as the Tassadar decides to stay in lane.
Top lane, all the ammo on the red towers has gone for the side of Immortals, so Destiny may be looking to push that a little bit. And we do see a Mule for Tassadar taken up, as well as a second healing ward. So lots of potential sustain coming out for Team Immortals.
Already using the Mule to start healing up top towers. Get rid of all of that pressure that Arthur's putting on there.
Muradin taking a lot of damage bottom, but Stitches is by himself here. We might see a route from the Malfurion. Not enough mana, I'm afraid. And he
Muradin had to be a bit careful there. He was starting to take tower hits. That was starting to look a bit dangerous for him, but once again, we're seeing what we usually tend to see on this map for the first Dragon Knight, and that's teams rotate to one, and then meanwhile the other one gets taken from them, and then they rotate to the other one, and the other one gets taken from them. It's very rare to actually see a Dragon Knight get taken early on this map at all.
Especially if the teams are quite evenly matched, which they seem to be at the moment.
Indeed.
2 kills for the side of Team Immortals.
Now they've rotated a lot of heroes bottom there. So they were able to pick
see
up some
the-
extra experience mid. Now we have a lot of heroes bottom. Everyone, in fact, other than the two at top lane. But
See the
still,
far
we're not
side from the
seeing
Rhaegar.
seeing many committed fights at the moment. Although we might get one here, as they're looking to stop the red team from managing to kept the Dragon Knight in mid. But
Rhaegar
honestly,
is at the bottom holding that shrine and probably will be able to long enough for the Dragon Knight to be captured by the Immortals, since Rhaegar has a good amount of sustain for himself.
Although before they could, Arthur's managed to be captured. Oh, now there's a Whiffed Rain Avengers there, unfortunately. Ooh. Who was
Also
that? Somebody
gorge on the
somebody got
Nazebo.
launched.
Archon was popped on the Tassadar as well, so hitting level 10 before their opponents of Rois du Bal
And
put
then
them at a good
pushed
advantage.
in.
Both teams do have level 10 up now, and we see Muradin get picked off in the middle after just a lot of damage being put on him.
Interesting. Just saw Twilight. Is it Twilight Dream? Is that what the ability's called? I don't see it very often. Yes, Twilight Dream picked on the Malfurion. Opting not to go with the massive healing output that is Tranquility.
Which would be great if he was on the other team instead of the Rhaegar, but the fact that they have no additional healing, it really worrying choice.
I mean, maybe they have a specific plan for it. I mean, if you can manage to catch Rhaegar in the Twilight Dream at the right time to prevent his Ancestral, that can really turn a fight. So that could be what they're looking for. But we'll just have to see how it plays out for them.
Destiny on the Arthur's holding the top shrine quite easily. He did pop Army of Ghouls.
Now we've got two heroes rotating up from red, trying to get a pick off here on the Nazebo. He's taking a lot of damage, he's going to go down very easily. Then Judgment onto the Arthurs.
Big Judgment, fantastic hook.
That's it, he's down. And then, oh, and a gorge on the Muradin. They're not going to let him get away.
Another Whiffed Rain of Vengeance. But they should pick him off. Nice double stun, he's going to waddle away, gets hooked again.
I have not seen the Stitches miss many hooks at all. He has been on point so far this game.
Meanwhile down bottom, Rhaegar's taking a good chunk of damage. He Ancestrals himself at about half health.
He's just looking to hold the shrine just for long enough, which it does look like he's going to be able to do. And yes, they grab the Dragon Knight and begin to push up mid with it. Probably looking to take this fort, but we shall see how it goes for them. Especially with Hammer dead, it's going to be difficult for them to defend against this one.
Now, the Immortals do have a 2-level advantage at this stage, so they do have a talent point ahead.
Indeed.
Vala on that multi-shot build. Tassadar going for Distortion Beam.
With a fantastic zombie wall surrounding the Dragon Knight, stopping him getting away, they're able to clean that up before it can do anything useful at all.
Now, Malfurion's Twilight Dream was popped, but before it went off, the Tassadar did just phase shift, so it took no damage and he wasn't silenced from that. Very unfortunate, it's a bit of a waste.
You can see what the Malfurion was trying to do, but unfortunately the Tassadar was just a little bit too quick. But then Army of the Dead's popped, they're really committing to this fight. Muradin got very low, he's down, Ravenous Spirit is doing damage to everyone, but Judgment on him, and a Rain of Vengeance blows up the Nazebo immediately. And the Rois du Bal had to just back away from that one. Oh, and somebody was still in.
Yeah, Arthur's got gorge,
that Arthur's?
Stitches took him back, and then he just got picked off in the side
There will
there.
come a day when I stop missing gorges.
Interestingly, we
There
do
will come a
have Haymaker on the Muradin.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, the bowling pins. The bowling pins. I love a good Haymaker.
It was either the Stitches or the Tyrael. One of them got Haymakered back, and then if it was the Tyrael, he just Judgmented on. But I think it was the Stitches who got Haymakered back, unfortunately.
Haymaker can do a lot of work when you're trying to defend a Nazebo, because when you see an Uther or someone running at your Nazebo, going in trying to stun, you can just pump them way back across the map, across walls. Just goodbye. No, you're not getting near my Nazebo. So I guess that's their plan. Yeah.
The Immortals have taken the Rois du Bal's hard camp, and now they're taking their bruises as well. See if
Trying to
they
get as much
rotate
control of the
bottom.
map as they can.
Soon the shrine shall awaken, heroes.
Nuido of level 13 picked up for Rois du Bal, and level 16 for the Immortals, so triple blood for blood as well as Fishing Hook taken. Wow.
That is aggressive.
It's very scary.
It is. It is getting triple blood for blood. It is no joke, no matter how much health you have.
And fantastic work by the Mule up on top lane. Those towers are
Ooh,
basically
Scourge
all
on the
out.
hammer down bottom. Pulling him back to the fort. There's no way he's getting out of that one. Or does he? Or does he? He runs up and round. He's so low. Nope. Chop. Goodbye, hammer. That's a good time to get a kill as well. That's going to put them in a good position to try and cap both of these
Especially
shrines.
since the shrines have just spawned. See Stitches heading up to middle, ready to maybe cap that shrine, following them to Zebo up. Big wave though. Zeebo's going to have to stop and clear that out
Those
before they
mercs
just
are doing
take
a
those
lot of work
towers.
in top. It looks like they're going to get those towers.
Babs coming up on Stitches. Jesus looks like he's in a bad position. Elduin's might in by material, and he is
No way he's getting out
dead.
of there. And there's a... Oh! Look, I was hoping that was going to pull him inside the zombie.
Oh wow, Judgment though. Takes him down, stun on the Stitches. Does he get out? He
Get away?
roots.
No.
No, Elduin's might kills him off in the end. A lot of action in top for this shrine.
Now this is certainly one of the perks of Muradin. It is really, really hard to take a shrine off him sometimes. Oh, especially when he's just going to punt you away. No, he can hold that for way longer than is reasonable. And
Missed
the hook
hook.
misses, otherwise he would have been dead.
Was that the exploding shields we saw on the Tyrael there? Yes, reciprocate.
That's an unusual one to see. I'm interested to see how that looks.
We've got an 11-minute Dragonite here for Team Immortals. 16 kills for naught still. Wow.
Ouch, that is not a good position to be in. Although, only being 3 levels behind, I say that, only being 3 levels behind, but only being 3 levels behind when you're that far down on kills is... It could be worse.
Yeah, very much
It could
so.
be worse. Now they're being attacked on multiple fronts here, with everyone and the Dragonite pushing in top, Boston's pushing in 2. Oh, they go in, they take down the Muradin, Ravenous Spirit comes in, it's hitting a lot, but Arthas just cannot quite take that amount of damage. Oh, and there was a Gorge there to stop that. They pull him back, he's picked off easily. They get the 4. And they can just think, will they back up, or will they continue to push?
Oh, they've got the healing ward there ready to just keep them all back, put them back up to full. They might as well push. There are 3 dead for 30 seconds.
Dancing on the Dragon Knight there, I didn't even know you could do that, but okay. Just taunting them a little bit before they continue to push on.
Bit cocky, fast sight out for the Rhaegar. From the Rhaegar rather. Just see over the wall until it's dead.
Now we've got Hammer in the bottom lane trying to do a little bit of counter push. He's going to get a fort down there, but really I think she needs to be looking to back up and defend against this, because otherwise they're going to take a lot of damage from this push. And
Muradin jumps
there
in.
on the Vala. Oh, punts her back, but unfortunately there's no team there in order to take advantage of it.
The Ancestral healing doing a lot of damage there. Plus the shield from Tassadar, plus the Tyrael shields. No chance of her dying, really.
Now we're really seeing, like, the Rhaegar plus all the additional sources of healing just give them so much sustain. They just can't manage to get a pick off on anybody in these fights at all.
Malfurion got hooked, but did do a quick Twilight Dream to stop him getting instantly killed. However, it does look like he's about to die. Yes, he is. Nice zombie wall to no avail.
They just can't get damage on anyone. They're just pushing in as far as they like, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
They have healing totem and healing ward and shields and heals and more shields.
We're seeing 38,000 healing from the Rhaegar, we're seeing 14,700 from the Tassadar, and we're seeing 11,000 from the Tyrael.
The Tyrael has almost out-healed the Malfurion.
Indeed, and that's the lowest of the 3. There's just so much sustain coming out from this team.
The Immortals taking out Rois du Bal's bruises again. The Hammer's being chased by the Rhaegar. Probably nothing going to come of this.
And they've just got their opponents pushed so far back into their base. They just have total control of the map, and they're just taking up every merc camp as soon as they decide to back off from pushing and just go and take everything that they
Now,
fancy.
little unfortunate to see. Spell Shield's taken as a level 13 talent on the Rhaegar instead of Feral Lunge.
Oh, I do enjoy a good feral lunge.
Yeah, very funny to see. Can be almost exploited a little bit, the fact that you can delay the attack and just keep jumping and jumping and jumping.
Bunny hop as many times as you fancy. Alright, now Rois du Bal are all moving up to top. Are they looking to secure top? No, it looks like they're hiding in a bush. They're expecting a rotation up from red team, and they're looking to catch somebody on the way.
Looks like
Although,
Stitches is just
unfortunately
going to bypass them and go straight to the shrine.
he went the back way. He did not go where they expected, and that's a lot of time wasted for them, unfortunately.
Not only that, but if they wait there, they're not going to stop that Dragon Knight.
No, indeed. They realise they've wasted their time there, and they move on to do other things.
Tyrell's looking to take it. But Rois du Bal are here to contest.
But Arthas goes in on the Tyrael. Stun on him. They're doing as much damage as they can, but he has so much healing himself, plus the Rhaegar, they just don't manage to achieve anything. There's the Ravenous
Q's out.
immediately interrupted. The Sibo is... Oh, he only just gets away. Twilight Dream goes down to silence, and it only catches a few. And
Arthas
then
gets
back.
gorged, stun on the Archon, spat out underneath the fort, and that should be the end of Arthas.
That should be all that's needed to be able to push them back and take the Dragon Knight.
Tyrael, Elduin's miting, getting very aggressive. Not to much avail though, he does get pushed back, and then obviously the Dragon Knight is taken for the
And by
Immortals.
this point, the Dragon Knight is really starting to hit hard. It's starting to get really, really scary.
800 per right click on the buildings. There's a big chunk of damage.
And it's not a push you want to be on the other end of. Although they're doing a good job of managing to kill it very, very quickly. Ooh, hook on the hammer there, but no, just managed to push it away. The Dragon Knight has gotten very low. You have to be being careful with it now.
I believe you're like 3 or 4
Oh,
seconds
it's a
ahead of me.
haymaker! Oh, am I?
There we go. I did see that haymaker on the Tyrael there. And he is dying. He is very, very low. Punt on the Dragon Knight, saving the Tyrael. He barely survived there. Nice shield from the Tassadar.
Once again, we see there's just so much to stay on this team that they just couldn't quite manage to get him down.
Well, good hook on the Muradin. Sorry, I keep trying to call him Malfurion.
I
The
hit him
Zebo
all
walks
the
in
time.
and dies almost instantly. The Dragon Knight's still up. 20 seconds left on that, but 3% health. Probably not going to be alive for that much for the full duration. We're going to see a gorge down on the Stitches, eating that Malfurion and just pick him off. There's their only heals, their only sustain, taken out for Rois du Bal, and this does look like quite a dominating performance from the Immortals here.
Absolutely.
Oh, hammer gets hooked again. Wow, that fishing hook range. Judgment on the hammer. Bolt of the Storm on Stitches, going to pick him off. Is he body blocking, Looks like he's going to die, and he does. Haymaker.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Immortal Kings just push in and end it here.
Yeah. We see Nexus Blades for the Tyrael as his level 20 talent. That's quite interesting. Vala taking Nexus Frenzy. Twilight Archon for the Tassadar Bolt for the Stitches we just saw. And that Storm Shield for the Rhaegar. Mostly expected. Ravenous Spirit doing some work, but the Vala not really in any danger. It just gets an Ancestral Belt. The Zebo Zombie Wall not really able to do much. Muradin doing what he can to disrupt, but
Just the
that
last
will
ditch
be
hope
the
that-
cause of
That is game 1 to the Immortal Kings. A very strong performance from them. Absolutely.
it. Yeah. Very good. Team Immortals 27 kills to 0 with a 4 level advantage at the end there. Dominating.
I guess that's what happens when you can't kill anybody.